All right, let's get straight into it. Welcome to This Explainer. I'm stepping in as your acting project manager today, and we are going to unpack the absolute battle-tested toolkit for delivering software on time, on budget, and, crucially, without burning out your entire team. Look, if you've ever felt like your projects are just constantly hanging by a thread, well, you're definitely in the right place.
So, here is our kickoff agenda. 1. Escaping the reactive trap. 2. Identifying project risks. 3. The RMMM playbook. And 4. Building your actual risk table. Boom, let's go.
Kicking things off with Section 1, Escaping the Reactive Trap. And honestly, if you've ever had to grovel for emergency resources after a catastrophic crash or a horribly missed deadline, you know exactly what this trap feels like. We really need to starkly contrast that exhausting reality of crisis management, pure firefighting, with the calm, collected control of proactive planning. Reactive management means you are literally just scrambling after the damage is already done. It's exhausting, right? But proactive management, that is your shield. We're actually hunting down root causes before they blow up the project, using total quality management to catch things early. It's basically the difference between driving blindfolded and, well, having a GPS guiding every turn. And proactive management, it isn't guesswork. It's a highly predictable, structured workflow. Step 1, risk identification. Step 2, analysis. Step 3, planning. Step 4, tracking. And Step 5, control. Every seasoned PM relies on this exact sequence. You skip just one step here, and you are leaving a massive, gaping hole in your project's armor. But here's the thing to remember as we build out this workflow. This is definitely not a solo mission. A truly successful proactive approach absolutely demands a shared product vision and tight teamwork among all your stakeholders. If a developer flags a risk or a business analyst spots a weird dependency, we don't just brush it off. We pool that knowledge immediately.
All right, moving right along to Section 2, Identifying Project Risks. It is time to categorize the chaos.
First up on the chopping block, performance risk. Simply put, will the product actually meet its requirements and be fit for its intended use? If we build something that literally nobody can use, well, that's a PM's worst nightmare right there. Next is cost risk. That's the degree of uncertainty around whether we can actually maintain the project budget. Because let me tell you, running out of cash before the code is fully shipped is the absolute fastest way to kill a project dead in its tracks. Then we've got support risk. This one's a bit sneaky because it usually hits post-launch. What's the uncertainty that the software will be easy to correct, adapt, or enhance? If we ship a tangled mess of technical debt, it's going to be a total nightmare for the engineers to maintain later on. And of course, schedule risk, the constant, everyday battle against the clock. What are the chances we actually hit our milestones and deliver on time without working the whole team to the absolute bone? Now, just to give you an idea of how many variables a PM is juggling daily, look at these key attributes that actively amplify those 4 core risks: product size, business impact, client characteristics, process definition, development environment, the specific tech being built, staff experience. I mean, you get the idea. Got a massive product or totally inexperienced staff? Yeah, your risk just shot through the roof. Okay, Section 3, the RMMM playbook. We're transitioning from just pointing out the problems to actually arming you with the solution. So what does RMMA actually stand for? It's your 3 pillars of defense. Risk mitigation, how we minimize the chance of the disaster happening in the first place. Monitoring, tracking the actual data to see if the threat is closing in. And management, the contingency plan we immediately pull the trigger on if the risk becomes very real. I need you to burn this golden equation into your brain right now. Risk exposure equals probability multiplied by impact. Estimating a risk's likelihood and its potential damage, that is the foundational math that drives our entire strategy. It tells us exactly what to care about today and what we can safely ignore. Which brings us nicely to our final section, building your risk table. Let's make this totally concrete with a real-world e-commerce example from a project called Pack Wheels. Check out how we formalize our top 3 risks here. We don't just vaguely say bad things might happen. We assign an ID, a description, probability, impact, and a very specific owner. Take R1, scope creep due to additional feature requests. The PM owns that one. Probability is a 5, impact is a 5. R2 is Leopard Courier API integration delays, owned by the lead software engineer, probability 4, impact 5. And R3 is complex filtering logic, owned by the business analyst, probability 4, impact 4. Let's zoom in on that R1 score. Probability, 5, times impact, 5, gives us a risk exposure score of 25. That is a maxed out, perfect 25. Seeing a huge number like that means scope creep is a critical threat that demands our absolute, undivided attention right this second.
So we deploy the playbook. Let's look at R1, that massive scope creep risk. Mitigation, we freeze requirements immediately after approval. Monitoring, we meticulously track every single change request that comes in. Management, we gracefully defer those non-MVP features to future releases. See how that works? We do the exact same structured RMMR response for the API delays and the complex filtering. No panic, just a solid tactical response ready to go.
I want to leave you with this one vital question to take back to your own teams. Look at your current project right now. Are you managing the risks, or are the risks managing you? It is time to stop firefighting and start leading. Thanks so much for diving into this explainer with me, and good luck out there on your projects.